I want to return to the truly baffling decision by Tanya Plibersek to veto a $1 billion gold mine in central west New South Wales. Now, this is despite the company behind the project, Regis Resources, going through a near 4-year environmental assessment. Now, it cleared the assessments at both state and federal level. In addition to the environmental tests, we know that the Orange Local Aboriginal Land Council last year said it was not against approving the mine. And yet, with a stroke of a pen, the minister has killed it off, and with it, 520 construction jobs, nearly 300 permanent positions. Naturally, the local community that stood to benefit from the mine is confused and angry. Joining me now to discuss just how deeply this decision's been felt locally, the Mayor of Blayney Shire Council, Scott Ferguson. Scott, welcome to the show. Thank you for your time. This decision was made public on Friday, so I imagine, you and your council are still digesting it. But what's the reaction you've got from locals?
Well, good evening, Peter, and thank you for having me on. And I think you summed it up pretty well in your introduction around the confusion and shock, I guess, of this announcement by the minister. While there's certainly a group of people in our community that are very happy with the announcement, generally speaking, not only within our community, but around the wider region, there's certainly plenty of questions to ask about how we get to this point at the 11th hour after you have said a rigorous approval process, and now at the 11th hour, it appears to be all up in the air, and certainly just lots of questions that at this stage have been unanswered.
What's the job opportunities in your local area like? I mean, would this have been a real shot in the arm? Give us a sense of that for local employers and all the knock-on benefits you get from a big project in your town.
Yeah, look, we are very familiar with mining community. We have lucky enough to have one of the largest underground gold mines, certainly in Australia, at Cadia. So our community are familiar with mining. We appreciate the economic benefits that mining bring. And even though this potential mine out at McPhillamys has been in the pipeline for a long time, the sense is that at this point in time in our economy, not only around Australia, but certainly within our region, things are definitely slowing down, and we all know the reasons for that. And there's a lot of uncertainty, and I think that potentially this type of significant development, if it were to go ahead, would be just what we need to continue to be confident about the future. So not sure what that looks like at the moment, and it just adds to the uncertainty of this decision by the minister.
From what we know, and she's not making the actual grounds used by the Aboriginal group she favoured with public, or at least not public yet. The minister appears to have favoured the views of one group, the Wiradjuri Traditional Owners Central West Aboriginal Corporation, over the Orange Local Aboriginal Land Council. Now, these are sort of two competing groups, it would seem. The Orange group had long supported the mine. This Wiradjuri group, from documentation's only been in existence for about 18 months. We don't know who's on it. We only know the first names of people listed against the corporation's paperwork. What do you know about the Wiradjuri Corporation, and how widely shared do you think their views are?
Look, personally, we have had no experience or interaction with the Wiradjuri Corporation. My only knowledge of them is, I believe, they were the group that supported the Section 10 successfully over Wahoo, Mount Panorama, in regards to the go-kart track. So, and the Orange Aboriginal Lands Council came out during the IPC in a fairly neutral position, and I know the proponents had had a very early engagement with that group. So I think that the confusion around the interaction between these two groups and the influence or not they have on the process has just added to the confusion to our community, which is very unfortunate, because it just appears, instead of bringing us together, this decision is in some ways sort of forcing us apart.
I'm told you just come back from Canberra. Did you get a meeting with Tanya Plibersek? Were you able to speak with other politicians?
Yes, look, it's been a pretty crazy couple of days, and I thank our federal member in Andrew Gee for organising the meeting, and the minister was quite gracious in her time. Unfortunately, the questions that we asked, she indicated that her decision does not stop the mine. It certainly prohibits the tailings dam from being where it is, but everything about the decision-making process has been confidential and continues to be confidential. And for us as a community, and certainly as local government, that we have been trying to engage in the process and finding out what the status is for a long, long time, and everything is just confidential. Everything about this process is hidden, and the transparency is just not there. And it's been so frustrating as a community and as local government, because we now have a road, for example, that's on the mine site that now is under this Section 10 determination, and we have no idea what that means for that road. So it has been very frustrating. The minister indicated that potentially that there'll be some legal action. She couldn't say much, but the whole process has not been transparent, and we are really calling for a review of the process to make it more transparent and bring our community along in these determinations of any future Section 10s.
Well, we stand here ready to support you on Sky News, Scott, so please keep us posted, and you're welcome back on the program anytime. I know my viewers are watching this very closely. Thank you for coming on the show tonight.